Susie and Louise Minchin. Louise, there are swimming tips to be had from Steve here a little bit later on.
Fantastic, thank you.
But now, please, nothing to argue about?
Nothing at all.
Who's first?
I don't know this word.
I don't think Nick will like it either.
Really?
Ideates.
Ideate?
I-D-E-A-T-E-S. It's to form an idea of, to imagine something. And I know you'll think it's a very modern invention.
Anything else?
No, that was our 7 sedate. Steve?
What do you reckon, Louise?
I had dynamo.
Yeah. Susie?
I can only stretch it to one more. Domain, or domaine, with an E at the end. I'm not sure we're going to find that in any sense of the verb. It's obviously thrown is the past tense, even in pottery. So, no...
Louise?
Tough. It was tough. You needed another E, really, but advert was...
Moonrise.
Absolutely
Very
beautiful.
Good.
Gorgeous. There's moonia as well. If you're moony, you're unaware of your surroundings and quite dreamy.
Around.
Mooning around.
Yeah.
4 large, please.
Always so.
Well, I think you know the answer to that, because the story I'm going to tell you is, you remember, once upon a time, we did a programme together, didn't we, when we first met, Around the World in 80 Days.
That's right.
When so-called celebrities went around the world in pairs. I went from Mongolia to Los Angeles with Bill Turnbull.
Yep.
And you know, it wasn't tough. I'm very spoilt to have made the journey, but my kind of highlight was when we were taking a ferry from Vladivostok, which is an incredible place to go and visit, to South Korea. And there was a bit of a mix-up with the ticket. So we got onto the ferry, and Bill was given his ticket, and he sort of started walking off to where he was going to. And then the lady said, no, you're not going there, you're going down there. I said, what do you mean? So I went to go and see where Bill was going, and he was in first class in a lovely cabin, you know, 2 bunk beds, a TV, some drinks cabinet, really, really nice. No, Louise, your ticket's not for here. So I walked past first class, and then I walked past second class, and then I got to where I thought I was, which was a kind of a bunk bed in a sort of open plan place. I was like, OK, I've got a bunk bed. And they're like, no, not here. And I walked on, and I was shown to an empty room with some mattresses, which you then pulled out on the floor. And it was perfectly comfortable and everything, but it just wasn't where Bill was. Being the true gentleman that he was, I mean, I'm sure if I'd, you know, kind of shattered them up and begged and stuff, I might have been allowed in first class, but they're pretty adamant I wasn't going to be allowed in first class. He, God bless him, came all the way back and slept the night there as well.
Oh, good for him.
I know. Isn't he lovely? Happy about it at all?
No, that was a
really
good sport.
Consonant, please.
Excellent.
There. Yeah. Well done.
Another one?
There is actually a 9 there. Pearlised means to have a lustre like that of mother of pearl. So some perfume bottles, for example, all the perfume packaging was.
Yes, why not?
Very nice. I had bodger, which is me and DIY.
Yes.
And I was just looking at the origin of brogue. It might go back to Old Norse, so perhaps the Vikings, a word that's related to breach.
The only one we had was consumes.
Consumes.
Yes.
I had my grades, but...
Yeah.
Anything else?
I have to disallow amuser, so apologies for that. The other one is that we had was muriates, and that is a chemical term, and a muriate is a derivative of use them. Most of them take them. A poltroon is...
I was worried by that. I do have a degree in Spanish, and it sounds like something completely different to me, Susie.
It's emitting. I didn't really go into the caca bit.
I think she's left a bit out, you see.
Thank you.
Enforce is what I had.
Yeah.
Yes. I had flounce, because a flounce was a very old word for a wrinkle, but actually, in its current sense, it's all to do with a disease affecting hawks. So, very different. But anyway, that's there for 7 as well.
Hawks?
Yes. Realist is fine. Susie, you need an OR.
And Susie quite rightly added an R, so saluter.
Yes.
And saltire.
Flag is a saltire, yeah?
Yeah, it's in heraldry, isn't it? Yeah. Diagonal stripe, I think, or a cross, diagonal cross in heraldry.
It's a salto. Yes. Louise and Susie.
Yes.
Yes.
I like